spoiler alert, let's do this! Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Yeah! It's here. It's finally here. Let's review it. So Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is Part 2 of the Deathly Hallows movies. It's the final movie in the Harry Potter franchise, and I watched it last night again. I've seen it 3 times now, I think. I don't know, I've seen it a lot, but yeah. Let's talk about it. Alright, so right off the gate, like every Harry Potter movie, the ending of Deathly Hallows Part 2 was sad, and it meant business. We knew that we were going to get something big next time. Like, I was thinking, like, okay, the last one is a lot of setup, but this one's going to be big, just epicness. And the beginning of the movie is retreading kind of the same thing Part 1 was. Then they get to Hogwarts, and then it just goes... It is... epicness. Like, okay, I'm going to talk about the beginning first, and I'll talk about that. So, the beginning of this movie, Harry, Hermione, and Ron all made it to this one house, like, on the beach. Dobby died. Also, really, I like the opening shot of this movie. It shows a gravestone. It says, "Here lies Dobby, a free elf." But then they're in this house. It's Ron's brother's house, and they ask this one guy who I figured out when I was watching it that guy was the wand guy. That guy was Grindelwald, like the new movie guy. So yeah, you need to know that. But he's very interested in wands, and he's like, "This one is Draco's, but now it's yours because you disarmed Draco." So yeah, and then they asked him about the Deathly Hallows, and he's like, "Yes, I did. I told him about where the Elder Wand was." So then they have to go get another Horcrux, and they think it is in that one lady's vault, that one evil lady. I'm forgetting her name. They break into the usual break-in stuff, just usual Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 1. Nothing that interesting, nothing that special happens in that opening. Then they have to get to Hogwarts, and once they get to Hogwarts, so they have to get to Hogwarts, and let's see, they go to the Albus Dumbledore's brother's house, and they're like, "Hey, we need to get to Hogwarts," and he's like, "This is far beyond you." Then he's like, "We're gonna get to Hogwarts." So they do that. They find a secret passage. Neville's there. They go to Hogwarts, and they're all like hiding, and they're all like, "Harry's here, yes!" And then they do like this, like, repeat, "Lightning has struck." I repeat, "Lightning has struck." That was good because it's like the bolts on us they get. Never mind. So then that happens. And yeah. Let's see what else happens. Then they all are in the common room, and Snape is like, "It has come to my attention that Harry Potter is in this castle. If any of you know where Harry is, please, show yourself," or whatever. And then eventually Harry steps out with this robe, the Grindel, I'm forgetting what robe it is, Gryffindor robe. He's like, "Hey, hello Snape, blah blah blah. I want you to tell everyone in this room how it went that night, how you murdered your friend." And then he like aims the wand, and then all of the other people come in from the back. And then the epic battle between the headmaster, forgetting her name, and then Snape happens. They have this battle. Then Snape shows himself as a Death Eater. He escapes and leaves. Then there's a scene where what's his name? The headmaster. I'm gonna call her the headmaster just because. She's like, it's instructing all the kids, like Harry's like, she's like, "What do you need?" And Harry's like, "Time. All we need is time." And then she's like, I can get that to you." And then all the kids are like just sitting there, and then he says, you can escort Slytherin out of here." And then he says, then the guy, the cat, I'm forgetting his name, and he says, "Where?" And then she says, "The dungeons will do." When I heard that, I was like, there's gotta be someone nice from Slytherin that's going to the dungeons, but whatever. Then all the Slytherin is escorted, and yeah, then Armageddon happens. Just chaos happens. Chaos ensues at this point. So, An army is arisen, the Stone Army. Another scene I like in it is when the short little guy, I don't know enough names for it. I'm going to memorize all the names of it. But the short little guy and, what's his name? The headmaster are like standing there, and he says, "Do you think we'll be able to hold off we will be able to defeat he who must not be named?" And then she said, we can hold him off." And then she says, "And his name is Voldemort. You might as well use it. He's gonna kill you either way." And when I heard that, I was like, yep, you should use his name. Why do people do that? I don't know, maybe he's so evil that you shouldn't do that. I think that is a reason, but you can probably say it and get away with it. So more stuff happens. Harry and Ron are going to try... Harry, Ron, and Hermione have to find the Horcruxes while everyone's preparing for a battle. They put up this giant shield. One of the coolest scenes in the movie is Voldemort walks up to the shield, and he just goes... Oh, also he got the Elder Wand, by the way. He's trying to get all the Deathly Hallows. He got the Elder Wand. Which, I don't really know why these movies are called the Deathly Hallows. Like, they're a big part of the story, but they're not the focus of the story, like Horcrux. Deathly Hallows does sound like an awesome name for a movie, but maybe Horcruxes would have been better. I don't know. Anyway... all the Death Eaters, everyone just shoots their wands into the air, and you can just see all these, like, kind of fireworks going down. They're taking out the shields. Eventually, Voldemort takes down the shields himself with the Elder Wand. But you'll notice the Elder Wand starts to crack, and he's like, what the? That wand is resisting me. It's not loyal to me. More stuff happens. Harry's about to get one of the final Horcruxes. Then, Malfoy and, what's his name? Malfoy and his two friends attempt to murder Ron, Harry, and Hermione. They fail, of course, and Harry saves Malfoy. Good to him. They escape that place, and they get out of there. So, yeah, they escape the attics, I think. And then they have all the Horcruxes now. So now what's next? What is next in this movie? Well, then they find out the snake is actually a Horcrux, too. So... blah. They have to go kill the snake now, and also, while that's happening, all the kids have been bad. There's a scene in it where Neville's on the bridge, and all the bad guys, like, running on the bridge. I'm not remembering what their names are. I think they're, like, kind of like a bunch of gangs or whatever. Like, definitely criminals who are trying to capture people who are wanted, get money for it, but, it shows them all running on the bridge, and then... Neville takes out the entire freaking bridge. One thing I didn't realize is that if you didn't like Hogwarts, you could get away with taking down that bridge with ease. But they do so, they take down the entire bridge. Neville escapes the bridge collapsing into oblivion. But yeah. Yep, more stuff is gonna happen soon. What else is gonna happen? Voldemort is, of course, going to, so they have to go kill the snake. That's Ron, Harry, and Hermione's job. They do. There's kind of a second battle. Okay, so there's this battle that is containing all the kid wizards, all the parents, like everyone with that. They're all battling. There's armies. There's spiders. Everything. Just in the Battle of Hogwarts is what I'm gonna call it. They're like all battling everywhere in the front courtyard. Let's see what else happens. I'm trying not to miss anything, but that battle ends, and well, the battle doesn't end. Ron, Harry, and Hermione all escape the battle. They go to this one room. They're spying outside, and Snape is talking with Voldemort, and then Voldemort says like, "This wand is not loyal to me," and then Snape is like, "I assure you it is, my lord," and then he's like, "You were the one who disarmed Albus on that night. Meaning that its true owner is you, and I cannot be loyal to it. If you are alive," and he's like, "Sir," and then he slices his throat a bit. Then he has the snake kill him. Then in his dying breaths, he's crying, and he has Harry let the teardrops. He has the teardrops go into the vial. Then eventually, Harry goes to where does Harry go? Oh yeah, then eventually everyone's hearing that. Okay, so Snape dies. Sad, of course. Then Harry, longest Harry Potter review. Yay. Then Harry, I'm not really reviewing this movie. I'm just kind of going through the whole thing. But that's the way you review a Deathly Hallows. That's the way you review Deathly Hallows Part 2. But then Harry goes to where is it again? Now we're in the place he goes to. Oh yeah, he goes to Voldemort. So Voldemort like says to everyone, "Harry," You've all fought well, blah, 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 blah. And he says, Harry, show yourself. Come to the forest, or I will kill every single person in this place. Then, eventually, Harry goes up into this room. He puts his head into this water. He puts Snape's teardrops into the water, puts his head into it. Then it's a memory, of course. And it shows these two girls. One of them's calling the other one a freak. And I was like thinking, I recognize that girl from I think that's going to be Harry's mom. Or I didn't know exactly what it was going to be. Then a kid with long hair, I was like, that's Snape. And I think that's Harry's mom. Then I was like, okay. And then they were like all happy together. And I was like, huh, this is interesting. I have seen this movie before, by the way. I'm talking about like the first experience. But then all of a sudden, we see, what's his name? Harry's father, like, bullying around Snape. Like being completely rude to him. And then we see Lily, Harry's mother, kind of liking him, and then Snape is all sad, and I was like, Snape's an interesting character now. But wait, it goes even farther, it goes even farther. It doesn't end just there. Nope, we're not done yet. We're gonna really make you feel. We're gonna make you feel for Snape. Thanks for doing that. Now I feel emotion for Snape. Anyway, they go, right, so Snape, and Voldemort, Snape and Dumbledore are having a meeting, and Dumbledore's like, we must kill the boy. No, I'm forgetting how they word it, but Snape and Dumbledore having a meeting. Dumbledore says they're having this whole meeting, and then Dumbledore's like, the night that happened, Harry, Voldemort, when he died, when he aimed out, when he Avada Kedavra Lily, it bounced back off of him, and he had to cling to his living force, had to cling to the closest living thing in the room, which is Harry. Meaning a force of Voldemort lives inside Harry, and Voldemort cannot be killed until Harry's killed. And I was like, dang it, don't you dare. I knew they weren't, but more things happen. It's not, nope, it doesn't end there. It's gonna go bigger later, but Harry is like, then we also learned there's a bunch of other twists that Albus actually asked Snape to kill him. Like, he's like, you have to be the one to kill me. You have to. And I was like, wait, whoa, he's wise. Then, I bet I'm forgetting some epic twists. There was something else that had to do with Lily and, what's his name? Snape, but I'm forgetting what the twist was. Twist. We finally end the scene with Harry going up to Hermione and Ron and saying, like, you know it already has to happen. And they're like, oh, like, he's gonna have to die. And Hermione's all sad, and Ron's just kind of like, doing his frown face. Then, he leaves, goes to the forest, and he sees all of the people who were helping him in fight. Romulus, I think I'm forgetting his name. He was one of the professors. I didn't know he died. But, he's there, what's his name? Sirius Black is there, and Harry's parents are there, and they're like, you're almost there. He's like, what is it like to die? And it's like, it doesn't hurt. It's okay. Then he goes over to where where Voldemort is. And Voldemort like looks at him, and he's like, the boy is here. And then Hagrid's there, and he's like, Harry, what are you doing here? And when I saw that, I was like, oh no. Then it happens. The longest review of all time. Deserves it. He aims the wand, and boom. Harry is dead, I think. Harry falls on the ground, and then it shows Harry wake up into a room. It kind of looks like a station. Albus is there. Then they have this whole talk, and Albus is like, you have just defeated and it's like, it was like, so am I dead? And then he said, like, I'm forgetting what he said, but what Albus said back. But we learned that you didn't have to kill Harry, you just had to kill Voldemort inside of Harry. So, of course, Harry comes back for whatever reason, but he's the boy who lived. He's going to live another Avada Kedavra. Why wouldn't he? But then, I'm forgetting the next line. Dang, I always forget the next line here. Alright, then Harry decides to, Harry wakes up. One of my favorite scenes is when Dumbledore says, Harry says to Dumbledore, he says like, Albus or whatever, I think it's Professor Dumbledore. Is this all real, or is it just in my head? And then he says, of course it's all real, Harry, but, whatever. And then he says, but what makes you think it's not inside, why should that make it not inside your head? And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Finally, this movie ends. No, it doesn't. They're carrying, I think it's, Mrs. Malfoy, the mother Malfoy, walks up to Harry and confirms, just is like, he's alive. Then he stands up and says, dead. And then Hagrid's a little sad. Then Hagrid's carrying Harry's dead body, and one of the saddest scenes in the whole movie is when Ginny says, who is that he's carrying? And I was like, oh no. Oh no. And then Ginny freaks out, and I was like, that's how to make a high school relationship feel genuine. Do that. Like, if you're ever making a high school movie, if you want to make the relationship between two people actually feel real and feel like it's actually going to last, here's what you do. You kill one of the characters and make the other character react to it. That is how you do it. But that was really dumb. But honestly, that shows how good of an actress Bonnie Wright is. Hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. Bet I murdered that name. Whatever. Next, Hagrid's holding Harry. Then all of a sudden, Voldemort. Why I always do this? I always have this word palette for when I do these reviews. 16 minutes, boy. Wow. But then Harry, Albus is holding Harry, and, what's his name? Voldemort just goes up in front of everyone. He's like, he is dead! This guy's dead! Man! And I did watch all 10 hours of that. No, I watched a lot of that, but when Voldemort goes, like that, it's really derpy. But they're all laughing at Harry's death. Then they're all like, which of you would like to join us? No one joins except for the Draco has to. Then, all of a sudden, Neville, what's his name? Forgetting his name. Neville. He walks up and he makes this epic speech, and I was like, you're a genuine... Neville is the person. No, he's not the joke of every joke. No. He is the man. That's 17 minutes. Wow, I expected it to be like, at the most, 10 minutes. Nope, but we're going almost twice that length. But then, all of a sudden, at the final hour, he makes his epic speech, and all of a sudden, Harry wakes up. He's gonna try and kill the snake, but he doesn't. Later, Harry, and Hermione are battling the snake. At the last moment, Harry's about to kill the snake's about to kill Ron and Hermione. Then all of a sudden, Neville comes in and chops the snake's head off. My man, Neville, you're the best. You're gonna be the joke of every victim on this. You're joke of every victim. The victim of every joke on this channel. But then, I keep saying but then like that. But then, as I'm trying to think of what happens next, also 18 minutes. What am I doing? But, I did it again! Yay! Okay, next what happens, of course, is, the final battle between Harry and Voldemort. Also one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Note, swear word incoming, because I can't say it without cursing. But, the woman I mentioned earlier who they robbed from is about to kill, it's like shoots at, Ginny, and then Mrs. Weasley comes in, she says, not my daughter, you bitch. And the best scene in the whole movie, they're like, not the best scene, but of course, one of my favorites. They're battling or shooting wands at each other, then all of a sudden, Mrs. Weasley, takes out the girl by turning her to stone. I was just thinking, wait, Mrs. Weasley is awesome? I didn't know that. But, next, I don't even really edit these videos that much. It's just kind of, I let them record and I talk over them. It works better than cutting. So, I usually would have cut when I said, Mrs. Weasley's awesome. Wow, instead of going, I kind of laughed after that. I usually would cut that out. But I didn't, because I don't feel like editing this. It's a 19-minute video. It's going to be 20 minutes. It's going to be freaking 20 minutes. Gosh dang. Alright, next. I guess this is a spoiler review. So, I'm probably forgetting something, but I don't have forever. The final battle between Harry and Voldemort. They just kind of shoot wands at each other every once in a while, then they run away. But then at the outside, they're Voldemort's like putting Harry up, and he's like, I will kill you, and then Harry says, let's just finish this where we started, Tom Riddle. together. He throws them off the cliff. They're like falling. Then all of a sudden, Voldemort does the Death Eater thing in the dumbest scene of the whole movie. No offense, this is a stupid scene. But their heads combine, and it's this really awkwardly weird, really bad CGI face. I just hate that scene. I just think it's bad. But then their faces like kind of combine. Then they separate. They're on the ground. Then like they're struggling for their wands. They look like they've been through a lot. Then, I don't have an effect. I could probably do some effect. It would probably take hours of editing. But maybe right now there's an effect here. Maybe, I don't know. But then they're aiming wands at each other like, I need to stand back. Then all of a sudden, Harry does a, what was it again? I'm forgetting what spell it is. It's like, not Patronum, not anything like that. Forgetting what it was, but he knocks the wand, and Voldemort lights wand, like he fails shooting it back, then he knocks the wand out of his hand, then all of a sudden Voldemort just goes all Infinity War, and all just dies, and he just turns into smoke. And all of a sudden you're thinking, wait, how, that's the Elder Wand, how did Malfoy's wand beat him? But then you learn what actually happened, because, of course, Snape killed Dumbledore that night, but didn't disarm Dumbledore that night, which is how you claim someone's wand. And who really did it was Malfoy. Meaning that when, what's his name, Harry disarmed Malfoy, he had the Elder Wand. He won the Elder Wand. Anyway, so then what he does is with the Elder Wand, this is a scene a lot of people don't like, but he takes that Elder Wand, he breaks it, throws it into the canyon behind him. A lot of people hate this scene, and I think it's better than what I've heard the book does. In the book, he supposedly takes it back to Dumbledore's grave, and people say, that's more respectful than just breaking it. Oh! You made the book, you made the movie different than the book, making it even more interesting. Like, for those of us, like, they're just kind of improving off of it. Because I think that putting that wand back in the grave is stupid. Someone's gonna find that wand again, it's not that hard to find. So breaking it and taking it off the cliff just ensures no one will ever get the Elder Wand. Some people think, can Harry just keep the wand? No! It's probably, Harry probably doesn't want to keep the most powerful wand ever. Merrickson throws it to the river. Another detail I heard is that he fixes his old wand with it. Now when I heard that, I was like, that's a fair point. They could have added that to the movie. Unless it's pointless and has almost nothing to do with the plot. It would be totally useless to the story and just be like pointless banter. There, explain it. Boom. We also hit like 22 minutes. Gosh dang it. Anyway, then that's the time. I'm just going to real quickly wrap this up. We see all of them grown up. We see Harry, all of them grown up. They all have children. One of the best scenes in the whole movie. By far, like, the CGI is great on them, like, to make them all look grown up. You can see that all the relationships did last through. Emma Watson and Ron do not look that much grown up, but whatever. They all have children. And then Harry goes up to his son, and he's like, what if I get into Slytherin? And then he'll be like, he's like, well then, he said, like, you are named after 3 wizards. You were named after 2 wizards. His name is Albus Severus Potter. That is the best name. We need to make a movie called Albus, Severus, and Potter and the Great Beyond. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Anyway, he tells his son, like, if you do get into Slytherin, they'll have another great wizard. But the hat does take your choice into account, so you can probably get into Gryffindor. He most likely did get into Gryffindor. We see him sit down to the stage show, we see him already making friends. It's a repeat of the first Harry Potter, and when I saw that, I was like, man, I love this movie. Of course I do. This is by far the best Harry Potter movie. Holy crap, this movie is great. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie. It is everything you want the conclusion to be. It makes you feel, you can joke, there's jokes in the movie you laugh at, there's really emotional scenes, the action is epic, the intensity is real, the villain is actually scary. It is a great movie that does everything right. So you predicted it, we all predicted what that a 10 rating is. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is obviously, and will probably never change from being, a 10. Y'all predicted it. How did you not think it was going to be the 1-0? See you guys next time. I don't really have that much time. Bye! Grimes going to review. Thursday night, I guess we have one more Harry Potter movie to review. That's Fantastic Beasts. But yeah, bye. I'm actually literally going to go watch that right now. Bye!